What's up, tribe? Excuse me. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. We are back. I know I'm not on camera, y'all. I'm having some technical difficulties. Give me a second with this camera, honey. This camera be acting a fool. But anyway, we are here for the Real Housewives of Atlanta. What is going on with my camera? Um, Hold on, y'all. Give me a second. I don't know what's wrong with my camera, y'all. I'm sorry. I went all the way out and came back in. I don't know what's going on. But anyway, let's just go ahead and talk about the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Y'all can hear me, y'all just can't see me, I guess. I'll have to just put my other the light is on, like it's there. Like the light on my camera is on. I don't know why it's not connecting. I don't understand. Anyway, let's get into it. Let's get into it. Y'all under a tornado watch? Oh my. Y'all be careful, please. Please and thank you. All right, y'all. I'm gonna have to. I don't know why this thing is. What in the hell? All right. That's my. This is my. This is the camera on my laptop. So y'all just gonna have to deal with this because my camera is not working. But it's on like it's. I mean, it's the light is on like it's connected. But it's not. This is crazy. All right, let's get into it. Sorry, y'all. Let's go ahead and just get into it. Y'all just got to deal with this camera because this my regular my. I don't know what is going on with this thing. That's bothering me. I know it's connected because the light is on. What is going on? It's probably. I look fine. Okay. All right. Well, let's just go. I'm sorry, y'all. So y'all know I don't like to use the word filler episode, but honestly, y'all, this was a filler episode. I got that glare from the light. Hold on, give me a second. Cause I got that glare from the light. Let me turn this off. Um, if I'm being honest, y'all, this was a filler episode. If we just gonna be honest. So let's just talk about what was there. Um, that's better. That glare was off my light was just doing a lot. Okay. We just gotta roll with this. Okay. So this episode again, I feel like it was just a lot of filler. Um, We start off, we have Angela talking to Cynthia, and basically they're just rehashing the situation with Angela and Shamia and what was said and what wasn't said and all of those things. And Cynthia's going to have her Bailey Bowl, but she's going to incorporate it with Angela, so that they can do like a Bailey Bowl situation, right? We also found out that the ladies found out about their trip to Scotland, and it looks like Phaedra and Porsha are going to be the host. That's going to be their connection to traders. And so there's that. So the ladies know. So you know that the season is coming to an end. They're on their internet. They get next week. They go to their international trip, which means we probably only have about 5 more episodes. Okay. We know Scotland is going to probably be 3 episodes, and then we'll get at least, generally we get at least 1 episode when they get back. So between 4 and 5 more episodes, we have, so probably about another month of the Real Housewives of Atlanta, and then we'll get into the reunion, and then it is what it is. Y'all know the Real Housewives of Potomac. I think the Real Housewives of New York is going to be next. Because they've already started leaking storylines for the Real Housewives of New York. We know that the Real Housewives of New Jersey is filming. We know that the Real Housewives of Atlanta of Potomac is filming. And they're probably winding down because they've been filming for a minute. Potomac's been filming for probably about 3 months. So we know that they're winding down. So I think New York is next. And then we'll probably, Salt Lake City is filming too. You know what? We'll probably get New York and Salt Lake City in the fall. And then at the top of the year, we'll probably get Potomac and New Jersey. New Jersey used to premiere. They'll probably be back at their spot. So we're probably going to get New York and New York and Salt Lake City in the fall. And then Potomac and New Jersey. That's what I'm thinking. Of course, I don't work at Bravo, so I don't. Well, you know what? Orange County is in there somewhere, but I don't watch Orange County, so it's in there somewhere, I guess. I did see where... What was I looking at? I was looking at a TikTok video about something dealing with, like, tell me all your secrets about Bravo. Like, tell me all the, like, it was something along those lines. I can't remember what it was, but then people were saying stuff in the comments, and at least 2 people left comments saying that they knew somebody who was filming for the Real Housewives of Chicago. Like, they were like, oh, my cousin filming for the Real Housewives of Chicago. Oh, I have a really good friend that's currently filming for the Real Housewives of Chicago. And Andy did recently speak to that and say they've tried to do a Real Housewives of Chicago. I think he said they've tested it like twice already or something. So I'm wondering if we're going to get, they're doing like Fan Fest in October. And generally when they do these like Fan Fest things, we usually get some sort of trailers and stuff like that. So I'm wondering if we maybe are going to get an announcement about a new franchise. And I don't know. But if I were Bravo, I'm going to be honest. If I were Bravo, I'd be picking up cameras in Miami. Like, the amount of tea that y'all have missed in Miami over the last 3 months is ridiculous. But neither here. Let me come back to this. So we have the Bailey Bowl. The ladies are going to Scotland. That was pretty much all I got from that conversation between Angela and Cynthia. I love Cynthia's new confessional with the slick back hair and the cheekbones. Yes, yes, yes. Cynthia face card Bailey. Oh yeah, the Ultimate Girls Trip is dropping. They gave us a premiere date for that. I forgot what it is, but we have a premiere date for that. So then we have Porsha talking to her mama about the house selling again. I feel like that was just Porsha's way of letting us know what's going on with the house. We know it was all in the blogs, and everybody had a theory about why Porsha was selling that house. Porsha did say something very interesting. She said, why not sell my $2 million house, make $1 million profit, and then pull some equity out of the $7 million house, and boom, 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 boom. All I can say is I don't know if that's the most accurate description of what happened. But at the end of the day, it's yours. It was your house to sell. You sold it. You made According to you, you made a profit. I mean, I can't be mad about it, you know. Yeah, next gen is starting Wednesday. Why? Y'all know this is bothering me, right? That my camera is not connected. It is really bothering me. I do not understand why it's doing this. That's all it is. Well, we know Porsha trying to stay in that house, honey. Porsha's trying to stay in that house. All right, so the next thing we see is Kelly going to a financial advisor. I'm gonna be honest and tell y'all, maybe because I've never been rich. Maybe because I have never been rich. Okay. Um, but I don't understand why it is so hard. I don't understand why it's so hard to see the amount of money you're spending and where you're spending that money and make a decision. When that man started asking her questions, which is generally speaking, when it's time to start saving money and figuring out where you can cut corners, generally when you start hearing yourself talk out loud, you kind of self-correct. So when he started asking her questions about, well, how much a month do you spend on this? And how much a month do you spend on that? And how much a month do you spend on that? I mean, when she said she spent almost $4,000 a month on hair, again, I know I ain't never been rich, but when you say that out loud, you have to feel like that's ridiculous. Like you don't feel like in your mind when you hear yourself say, yeah, I spend $3,000 a month on hair just for me. Mind you, I've got 3 other girls that I'm taking care of, or 4 other children, but just for me, I spend $4,000 on my hair. When that man said, well, how much do you spend on wardrobe a month? She spends almost $10,000 a month shopping. Do I think that she exaggerated those numbers? She may have, y'all. She may have exaggerated those numbers for the purpose of trying to be cute for the scene. But to me, it didn't come off cute as much as, I don't know. It didn't come off cute to me. It just, you know what I mean? Like, you know that you're in a financial situation. You know you're in a financial crisis. To me, there are certain things that should just be automatic when you say, look, I'm trying to save my business. I'm trying to save, you know, my household. Like some things you could just do without, and or at least scale it back. And I don't know, like you said, she might have been playing it up for the camera. I guess. I guess. I mean, her Range Rover, she said, was a $2,000 car note. Baby, I about choked when she said, my car note is high now. And I know when I was financing my car and that man told me how much my car note was going to be, baby, I had to pause for a second, my damn self. I was like, ooh, 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 ooh. And it's not even close to no $2,000. I mean, not even, baby, it don't have a comma in it. My car note don't have a comma in it. And I'm just like, you can't downgrade? Like, do you need, like, you can still have a Range Rover and not have a $2,000 car note. She's probably leasing, and I doubt it's that much. I mean, it could be. If she didn't put nothing down on it and she got bad credit, it could be 10,000. I mean 2,000 a month. I mean, it could be. I mean, if she's driving, even if it's a lease, if she's driving a brand new top of the line Range Rover, it could be a $2,000 car note. I could see that easy. I could definitely see that. Now, would I pay $2,000? Listen, if I could afford a $2,000 car note, I just feel like I could afford to just buy a car outright. I'm just saying. Maybe. I mean, I just feel like if I could afford a $2,000 car note, I feel like I could save up for 6 months and just buy a car, or at least, put a good enough put enough chunk of money down. Sorry, Lord, I can't do it. Range Rovers are terrible and the maintenance is so expensive. I've never, you know what? I've ridden in Range Rovers, but I've never been interested in having one. So I've never really looked into it. But I know that it could. I mean, $2,000 for if you're getting a brand new $70,000 car, even if she's leasing it. I mean, $2,000 isn't ridiculous to think. Child, my friend told me she's paying $700 for a pre-owned Jetta. Oh, she has whoever $700 for a pre-owned Jetta. I'm gonna need baby to work on her credit or his credit, because that ain't no way in hell. Baby, I'm gonna need you to go get your credit taken care of, because ain't no way in hell you paying $700 a month for a pre-owned, not even a brand new 2026 fully loaded top of the line Jetta, a pre-owned. Ain't no way in hell. Ain't no way. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. So then we go from that situation with Kelly. Again, do I think Kelly was playing it up for the cameras? I do. But the problem is, I think she thought it was cute, and I don't find it to be cute. If you really are in this financial situation, like you claim that you are, then you should really, I mean, being honest about your finances is one thing, but sitting there acting like you don't know where you can cut money, that's another conversation. The best conversation, I'm gonna fast forward a little bit. The best conversation I saw was with Tiffany. Shout out to her realtor. I believe her name was Tiffany. Shout out to that realtor, Tiffany. I saw you in that blonde wig, honey. I saw you, baby, in that blonde bob. Baby, Tiffany showed her that beautiful home with the elevator, with the, my girlfriend who sold her house last year, she had a townhouse similar to that. It was 5 levels. It had an elevator. It had that rooftop deck like Kelly's did. Like the whole second floor was just the kitchen, the living room, and the dining room. Like it was a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful home. Now I don't know why the realtor was showing her something that was above her budget, but neither here nor there. I love though that she had a real conversation with Kelly. Yeah, her outfit was cute too. I love how she had a real conversation with her though. No, Chuck. No. The only people that get paid on these shows are the women, except for Real Housewives of New Jersey. Right. It was like $2,000 more than her budget. So I don't even understand why you were showing her this place. But what I do love is when Kelly asked you, you were very honest with Kelly and you told her, listen, you basically said, this is above your means. This is above what you can afford. If the goal is for you to be in a position to buy something within the next year, and you're going to have to downsize and you're going to have to be very intentional. I thought that was a great conversation. It's a great way to see what amenities you truly want. Okay. I know when I was looking for a house, I mean, I looked at a few houses that were above what my budget was, but not that much above, and certainly not beyond something that, you know, I mean, my biggest thing was I don't want to be house poor. Like I just don't want to be living in a house that I can't afford to do shit else. And don't get me wrong, it's been some tough times. I've had some rough. Y'all know, I was out of work for a while. When I got sick, I wasn't working. You know what I mean? So I've had some rough moments, but I never wanted to be in a situation where I couldn't afford to do shit else because all I could do was pay my mortgage. Like I just never wanted to be in that situation. But I felt like that was a real conversation that Tiffany was having with Kelly. Like I thought it was just a real moment. But here's what I'm gonna say to Kelly. If you talking about really trying to save some money and really trying to put yourself in a comfortable position, stay where you are. Stay in Shamia's townhouse. She said there's no rush. You can stay there as long as you need. I'm pretty sure whatever she's charging you isn't market. And if you really hit a really, really, really rough patch, I'm sure she would negotiate whatever, even if she may not even be charging you anything. But whatever she's charging you, I'm sure is below market. And again, if you need it, y'all are friends in real life. If you need more flexibility or more help, I just feel like you should stay there, sit down and have a real conversation with Shamia and say, Shamia, listen, I need a year. And I know that this is a rental property, and I understand you're doing me a favor. Is a year going to be stretching it? Is a year going to be too much? And let's come up with a real number that I can afford, because I'm trying to downsize, but I can still save some money, but I know I still need to put some money in your pocket. Let's have a real conversation. Chuck said he begging y'all to like this review. Can y'all please? It's 130 of y'all in here. Can y'all hit the like button? I appreciate you. And I just feel like that's where you need to start, Kelly. Like, in all reality, Kelly, you really need to sit down. See, if you're really serious about this thing, you need to sit down with Shamia and talk to Shamia and be honest about what you can and can't do. I mean, I feel like Shamia is not charging you anything, and Shamia already said there's no rush, right? So you start there with Shamia. Now you got that situation. Then you need to go through all of them boxes of clothes and shoes, and you need to start selling them. Send them to a consignment shop, online boutique, whatever. Pride goeth before the fall. Baby, you probably, and your daughters that have probably outgrown right, that's a blessing. Use that. God sent you some blessings. Use them. And I don't mean use them, abuse them. I mean use the blessings. You probably can sell half of you and your daughter's wardrobes and probably put a nice little piece of change in the bank. I'm sure your daughters are wearing designer, whatever. Put that stuff on an online boutique. Send that shit to a consignment shop. Make some money off of it. You're not going to make what you spent, but if you have a Gucci outfit that your twins wore, and you bought the Gucci outfits for $1,500 a piece or whatever, I'm just making up a number, y'all, and you can sell them for half, you walking away with $1,500 that you didn't already spend. So your bags, your shoes. I'm sure you have shoes that you probably have never worn, or if you have worn them, they have barely a scuff on them. Baby, if you don't go and downsize and put some of that shit online and sell it, and then when you start looking at your monthly expenses, well, let's look at what we can break out of the monthly expenses. Your dog don't need to get dyed every month. Sorry, or every week, or however often you damn doing it. Your dog doesn't need wigs. Your dog doesn't need all of these extra things. Yes, you can still spoil your dog without all of that. You could probably cut that shit out. You could probably cut out, again, I'm not saying you have a zero hair budget, but you ain't got to be doing all that you're doing. There are so many different ways, Kelly, that you can downsize, and it sounds like save a lot of money. What? Happen, you ain't saying nothing but a word. You better call up Marlo, see if she can put some of that stuff in her shop. Y'all know the archive is really a thing, y'all. That's not no bullshit. That's really a thing. Like, she had a contract with Tyler Perry Studios and everything else. So, like, Kelly, there's money there. When I say liquidate Candace, I'm not talking about liquidate her assets. I'm talking about liquidate her closet. I don't mean liquidate her assets. I mean, I'm sure that there is stuff. Listen, I got shit in my closet I can get rid of. It's just that my stuff wasn't expensive when I bought it, so I just take it down to the Goodwill. But if I had a closet full of designer clothes and I know I'm not wearing half of that shit, and I've got 3 kids that probably can't even fit half the shit in their closet, absolutely. I mean, that's what I mean liquidate. I don't mean liquidate all of her assets. I mean, Kelly could probably, if she seriously worked with, because there are people who do this professionally. You have one of those professional people come out to your house and really appraise your closet and say, I can sell this, I can sell this, I can sell this, I can sell this. Kelly could probably walk away with between $20,000 and $30,000. Easy. Take that $30,000 and put that shit in the bank somewhere. Easy. I mean, that's my opinion. But anyway, moving right along. Next, we have K. Michelle going to see the doctor. I'm confusion. I'm confusion. K. Michelle. K. Michelle. You still talking to the doctor about plastic surgery? I am confusion about that whole conversation. I just don't understand. I don't understand. You said you've had over 15 surgeries. I don't understand why we are having a conversation about you putting anything else in your body. Now, if you are talking about having some sort of plastic surgery to cover up the scars, or maybe a tattoo or something to cover up those scars or something like that, I mean, that's a different conversation. But you are still talking to this man about putting a foreign substance in your body. Now you're talking about putting human fat that's been sterilized from somewhere else in your. I'm confusion. And I'm gonna be honest, I don't even have nothing for that part of the conversation because I don't know. I don't. I don't know what you want us to do with that. I don't know what you do. Yeah. And K. Michelle said that she got to feel comfortable with what she see in the mirror. Okay, girl. K, you need to go talk to somebody. Like, seriously, real talk. You need to go talk to somebody. Shamia, once again, Shamia is flexing without even having to flex. Baby, Shamia was getting her nails done in her own salon inside of her house. I don't know if y'all peeped that. I don't know if y'all peeped that when Shamia was getting her nails done, that was the salon inside of her house. She was at her nail salon inside of her house. I don't know if y'all peeped that. And that is why, Shamia, so many people get frustrated with you, because the flex that you have that you don't even have to try. Like the flex that's just there that you don't even have to try that hard. I wish you understood what you bring to the table. I wish you understood what you are bringing to the table. But anyway. Excuse me. Right, Happen. This is why she's supposed to be the perfect housewife, right? Yeah, she was definitely at her house. Yeah. So basically, she was talking to her mama about the Bailey Bowl and how she wants to come in good energy, because even though her and Angela are not in a good place, she still wants to be in good energy, because this was in, commemoration of her mom. And she was like, I can't imagine, I'd be going through it with with Shamia's mom, I guess, has been sick up and down. And so that was basically that. Then we have Porsha and Drew. Drew goes over to Porsha's house, and they talk about what's in the blogs about Porsha allegedly no longer having her dual citizenship in Nigeria. And she was like, I really don't care. And I'm sure she doesn't, because her only interest in being a dual citizen of Nigeria is because her husband was Nigerian. And I'm sure there was probably some benefit to her having her dual citizenship while they were married. So I'm sure she really doesn't care anymore. It's not a thing. But it was in the blogs. Porsha said every time Simon does something and I'm in the blogs, I make money because Go Naked Hair sells through the roof and I make money. Which brings us to the point of this conversation. Porsha tells Drew that she wants Drew to sell Go Naked Hair for her. That she's got a new wig, like some wig lines, and Cynthia's going to be doing it, and she wants Drew to do it. Let me tell y'all something. There is no way in hell that I will go into business with Porsha Williams after the way she threw it in your face last year. After the way that Porsha, and I know it's a reality show, blah, blah, blah. But after the way Porsha threw in her face about Drew taking pictures in Go Naked Hair and posting it online, ain't no way in hell I would go into business with Porsha. Now, Drew did say she's got new management now, and she's just gonna let her manager talk to Porsha's manager, and that they're gonna do it the right way this time, which is smart. Like, make it all professional, all business, lay it out, lay the terms and conditions out, be very clear. But the way she threw that shit in your face last season, ain't no way. Ain't no way. And I know I'm a child. Ain't no way. Y'all, what is going on with this thing? Y'all know this is really bothering me, right? Y'all know this is still bothering me that my camera is not connecting. I don't understand what's going on with this camera. It is irking my nerves. Oh, happy baby, we're gonna keep we're gonna keep all of that positive vibes and prayer. It's still not what? The light is on, like the camera is connected. I don't understand what's going on with this thing. Anyway, I'm almost done with this review, but it's bothering me. It's irking my nerves that this thing ain't working. I don't know what's going on with this thing. So I don't know. Like I said, Drew, you so happy that they invited you to the big girls table. Like, you so happy you part of this clique. You don't know what to do with yourself. You so happy you part of the clique. But my thing is, be careful what you wish for, because the other side of the table may not be what, you get to the other side and it may not be what you think it is or what you want it to be. So anyway, next up we have the situation with Angela and her daughter. Let me be honest. I think Drew needs the money, and this would be strictly business unless it's major business over emotion. I understand that. I get that part. But all I'm saying is, first of all, she ain't making that much money with Go Naked. She's just not. In my opinion. I feel like she could probably get a brand deal with somebody else and probably make the same amount of money. My thing is, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Like, I feel like you allowed yourself to be put in that trick bag with Drew before. And yes, you said you're going to let your attorney handle it and it's going to be a business thing, and that's fine. But I don't know. All money ain't good money. And I know that Drew needs money. I know that she's got to work. I know she's going through what she's going through, or was going through what she was going through with her husband. I get it. But all money ain't good money. And me personally, I would just find another way. I don't know. Let's talk about this Angela situation with her daughter. I'm going to be honest and say this. I feel like there are a lot of layers to this relationship with her daughter. I feel like Angela and her daughter have not, when they said that her mother was the one that mediated for them, and basically it sounds like they have had a bad relationship for a very long time. This is not about her marriage. This isn't even about her marrying a woman. I know last week on the Whether You Like It or Not panel, we had a whole conversation because I guess Twitter was saying that she was homophobic or whatever. I don't think it's a situation. I do not think she's homophobic. I don't even think her issue is the fact that her daughter married a woman. Maybe not. I didn't pick that up from any of this conversation. I haven't picked that up from her at all. I do feel like the daughter's saying, hey, I don't want to tell anybody. I don't want to tell my brother and sister. I didn't even want to tell you. So if I wasn't comfortable telling you, then no, I'm not comfortable telling my brother and sister, even though the brother was on the top of the steps and heard the whole argument. So I think he knows. But I feel like the daughter is maybe processing her own emotions with this, because when production said to her, would it be easier if you married a man? And she was like, of course it would. Of course it would. It makes me feel like, are you comfortable in your decision? And I'm not saying comfortable in her sexuality, because I think she's probably comfortable in her sexuality. I mean, I don't know. But just because she's comfortable in her sexuality doesn't mean she's comfortable in people knowing. To me, I guess a question for me would be, has the daughter come out? Period. Like, has the daughter, did y'all know prior to her marrying a woman that she was bisexual or a lesbian? You know what I mean? Like, I just wonder how much of this is about that part of it. And I think we're dealing with two separate issues. I think Angela and her daughter have a bad relationship. I think they've had a bad relationship, and I think that's part of the problem. Boom. That's it over there. Then the part about her being married, she doesn't want her siblings to know. And I mean, I agree with Angela saying, listen, that's your business to tell. It's not my business to tell it. However, I don't want to be the one holding it either. Like, I don't want to be lying to my kids, you know? So I don't know. It's a really weird it's a really weird dynamic. It's a really weird dynamic. Her daughter said Angela knew she was a lesbian since a teen and celebrated her. Okay. So then it's not about her being gay or lesbian. It's not about that. It's about Angela, I guess, feeling like, I don't want to be holding on to this lie for your siblings. I don't know. Again, their dynamic is weird, and I think, hold on, y'all. Their dynamic is weird, and I think this is more about the fact that they have a bad relationship. The fact that the mother has had to mediate for you guys for years tells me that this is not new, and it's not just this issue. You guys have had a bad relationship for years. And then when Angela started getting into the you're entitled and you want to be an adult over here and a kid over here. See, those are a lot of other layers that's there. It's a lot more to that than just her being married and not wanting to tell. Like, it's a lot to that. I wonder if the siblings were told before these episodes there. Well, I hope they were, because hell, they know now. But y'all know I'm always a proponent of somebody getting I'm always a proponent of somebody getting like therapy, family therapy. The fact that the daughter was willing, after they had that really bad argument, that the daughter was willing to circle back and have the conversation. I thought that was great. I thought that was great, and I could appreciate that. I believe Angela and her daughter love each other. I definitely feel like they. I mean, the fact that the daughter came back, they love each other. They just, I think Angela. I think it's just we've heard this story a million times, right? We've heard the story where I think Angela was young when she had her daughter, and she was still doing things. She was still out in the world. The daughter probably spent a lot of time with the mama. Hence, the relationship with the mama over the relationship with her. And I think the older she got, they had to figure out a happy medium in that relationship. And I feel like they're still navigating that. The younger kids probably get more of Angela because she's married, she's in a more stable situation, and she's home. I think Angela probably wasn't home a lot. And I'm not saying she was in the streets. I think she was trying to make things happen. She was working, And I just think that's where those layers come in, Yeah, this camera is irking my soul. It's bothering me more that I don't know what's wrong. Because the light is on. Let me show y'all. That's my camera. See how the light, you see that blue on the side? That means that the camera is on. That I don't understand why the camera is on, but it's not. Oh, see, sorry. I'm so used to putting the camera over top of the thing. Anyway, sorry y'all. I'm gonna figure it out when I get off of here. I'm gonna have to play around with it when I get off of here. Um, her and her daughter look alike. Yeah. If the older daughter is over 25, Angela should just let it go. Let her daughter live her life over there and focus on raising her other kids. She's grown at that point. I think the problem with that Angela is having though is when her daughter comes home, she wants to be daughter, like she said, when you're in my house, you want to be a kid and you want me to treat you like a kid. But then when you're over there, you want to be an adult because you're married and you got a whole wife. And Angela was like, you can't be in both spaces. You know what I'm saying? Check for firmware updates on your computer. I don't even know what that means. What is firmware? Seems like it might be a mapping issue, like it's being seen on another device. It might reset when you restart your computer. Okay, I'll restart the computer because it was working earlier. When I went live earlier, it was fine. And I haven't done anything. I left and went out. I came home. So I mean, I ain't done nothing. I don't know. But anyway, I'll figure it out. I'll reset it. I'm gonna play it when I get off of here because it's gonna bother me. So I'm gonna play around with it when I get off of here. Anyway, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm almost done. So we're at the Bailey Bowl, and it was cute. They did a 5-on-5 basketball tournament. Charles was the referee, which was hilarious. And all of the ladies had their own team. Baby, the way Pinky. Pinky, you don't have no other friends. You couldn't find nobody else. You couldn't find nobody else. Okay. Everybody bought a team, 5-on-5 basketball, and they played a tournament, which I thought was cute. So we had the Fangie team, which was Angela. That was her team. 50 Cent, obviously, we know that's Cynthia. Godfather, that was Phaedra's team. The Blonde Ops, that was K Michelle. The Minions, that was Kelly. Chatty Patty was Pinky. Go Naked, Porsha, Sasquatch, was Shamia, and then Delulu was what's her name? Drew. So again, I think Kelly is extra for no damn reason. I just think Kelly is extra for no fucking reason. Kelly, Quake, K Michelle wasn't the only one that did it. Porsha did it too. Porsha did it too. Porsha. I mean, I know we could do a lot for K Michelle, but K Michelle not the only person that scratched her name out. Porsha did it too. But anyway, Kelly. This goes back to what I was saying about Kelly earlier about maybe being extra, making it seem like she's spending so much money like it's a flex. Why you walk up in them people gym with them damn stilettos and socks on? That wasn't cute. Now, if she had broke her fucking ankle, then she'd be wanting to, cry foul and try to sue damn Bravo or some shit. Like, there was nothing cute about that to me. And I know some people are like, it's just a show. It's just funny. It was just Kelly exhausts me. Because I really feel like that sound like, see, that's some Mariah Carey shit. Y'all remember when Mariah Carey was on that, and this was before, like, I know Beyonce does it for cardio, and she's probably not the only person that does it. But people who are dancers, they do it for cardio. Like, you know how, y'all remember back in the day, y'all might not remember because y'all got to be old like me. Back in the day, Mariah Carey did this I don't know if it was, I think it was like an MTV Cribs type interview where, and this was around the time where they were like she was going crazy and they thought she was having a mental breakdown. When I look back on it now, I feel like that was Tommy Mottola spreading lies about her because that was around the time that she left him. And now that I think back on it, I'm like, I don't believe that Mariah Carey was actually having a mental breakdown. I think that was Tommy Mottola fucking with her. But anyway, there was this like weird video, like interview that she did with MTV where it was like a Cribs type thing. Like she actually got in the bathtub and took a bubble bath while they were like she was like, and this is my bathroom. And she like literally got in the tub. She had like a towel over her and like got in the tub. But there was a point where she was in her gym and she was on the treadmill in her heels. Right. She wasn't doing what Beyonce does, where she's like actually doing cardio and practicing, like doing these things in her heels for her concert. But it was just Mariah Carey being fucking Mariah Carey. Right. I feel like that's what Kelly was trying to do. Y'all remember that? Okay. I feel like that's what Kelly was trying to give us that moment, but it just fell flat for me. And maybe because Kelly irritates me, and I can admit that. I can admit that there's something about Kelly that just exhausts me. I can admit that. But it was cute, y'all. Honestly, it was a cute little day. Angela ended up winning, and how Angela won her own tournament with her husband being the referee, I think that's a question we need to describe. I think we need to describe it. I think we need to study that and figure that out, right? But when it was over with, the ladies all came together. Y'all know we gotta, tie the scene up. So the ladies are talking, and Angela took this as a moment to address Shamia. Am I the only one that wanted that to end? That like I felt am I the only one that just felt uncomfortable in that moment? Like I just felt uncomfortable watching it. I can only imagine how the ladies in that moment felt. Angela felt like she had to defend. She said, you said I was coming from your marriage, but you said this, and this about me, and you said this, and this about Charles, and I just wanted to let it be known that you came for me first. You came for my marriage first. And I just felt like, I was like, I just gave y'all so many props last week for the whole skating party thing to have ended on a good note. Like, so many props. And I just felt like I was exhausted with it. Like, literally, them women are standing there with your mother's name on their chest. Like, all of them have your mother's name. That should have been a thank y'all so much. Y'all have been, y'all have showed out for me. Y'all have supported me. This has been a really, really rough time for me and my family. Y'all just don't know how much this meant to me. This day is what I needed. I needed this. And for y'all to all come together and do this in honor of my mother, I can appreciate that. Like, I appreciate that so much. Let's be clear. You about to have a whole week, however many days they spend in Scotland, and you can have all the arguments and fights you want to have with her. But I just felt like, and again, I get it, y'all. We're making a show. I got it. But I just feel like, why we couldn't just wrap that up on a good note? Right, Quake? Angela should have said, I'm not going to do that here. Like, if y'all want me to call Shamia tomorrow, I'll call Shamia tomorrow. If y'all want me to set up a lunch date with Shamia, I'll do that. But I'm not doing that here. And I'm not doing that with this event. Like, I just feel like that should have been a moment to say, yeah, I'm not doing that. Because it was just so... It was a great moment. Like, it was a great day that could have just ended like that. I don't know. I was exhausted with it, y'all. Like, I was really sitting here like, I was uncomfortable. I can only imagine the women standing there in that moment. And then Pinky gonna say, Shamia, so everybody cool? Shamia, you cool with K. Michelle? And Shamia was like, hell, what's wrong with me and K. Michelle? And K. Michelle was even like, no, Pinky, not today. Like, no, I'm not doing that. Not doing it today. And I know people going to say, K. Michelle always, she don't never want to be honest and upfront. I just don't think that was the time. I mean, if K. Michelle want to talk to Shamia about how she felt about what Shamia said or whatever, again, Pinky, bring it up in Switzerland, girl. I mean, in Scotland, girl. Bring it up in Scotland, girl. Like, there are other times that you can bring that up. Y'all about to be on a whole cash trip. Y'all can have all them conversations. Hell, y'all gonna be on the plane for however many hours. Y'all can have all of them conversations. I just feel like I did too. I'm gonna be honest, even though, and I did do a review of Shamia's interview with Carlos King, and I definitely had some critiques for Shamia. I'm going to be very honest. I definitely have some critiques for Shamia, but in the grand scheme of things, y'all, I'm exhausted. I do feel like it's a pile up on Shamia. I'm not saying Shamia ain't done her dirt. I'm not. I'm not gonna say Shamia ain't did her shit. I'm not gonna say that. But I do feel like, okay, y'all, what more do y'all want from this woman? Because Angela, Shamia's not wrong. Like, you out here saying that this woman is in the streets fucking around. Like, you act like Shamia was the only one that was talking about Charles last season. She wasn't. She was not the only person talking about your husband in them streets. Let's be clear. She is not the only person that has something to say about what your husband is or is not doing. Hell, they brought up a whole storyline about your husband having an outside baby. Like, they brought up there was a whole thing last year about your husband having a baby that wasn't yours. We can't put all of that on Shamia. And I'm not saying Shamia's innocent, but I just feel like, damn. She better be ready for the reunion. Well, when she was on Carlos King, she said she was getting her receipts ready because I know the reunion is coming up soon. That's another reason why we know the season's almost over, because they can ready to film the reunion. Andy has already been asking for questions. So when he start asking for questions, the reunion is coming quick. You think it's Porsha's get back? So do y'all think, all right, I'm gonna ask this question before we get out of here. So do y'all think this is like a secret pact? I hate to say that, but where people are kind of coming for Shamia because of Porsha, officially or unofficially? Do y'all think so? I do think Shamia is going to quit. I don't think Shamia is coming back. And I don't think she should. I told y'all last week, I think that if Shamia is really serious about wanting to bring awareness to raising a child with special needs and the things, I'm going to tell you what I would do, and I'm going to tell y'all the truth. I told y'all last week that Shamia might need to reach out to some people over at TLC. I would call Holly Robinson Pete. And I know somebody might be like, how the hell did she get in this? I would call Holly Robinson Pete. Holly Robinson Pete has spent a lot of time on autism awareness. She's done a lot to bring awareness to children with autism and children with special needs. She has her Holly Rod Foundation. If Shamia, if you're really serious about wanting to bring awareness to that, that is what I would do. I would reach out to somebody, an advocate like a Holly Robinson Pete, and I would say, I've seen what you've done. I love what you've done. I don't want to steal your idea, but I would love to do something like that for what my daughter suffers with. Can you help me? Can you help me set that up? Can you tell me what that looks like? I know you and your family had a reality show. What was the process? What do I need to do? Like, Holly Robinson has a show on Peacock right now. The Queen's Court, that's her and her husband. They produced that show. Why not reach? That's still the Bravo network. That's still the Bravo universe. I would reach out to Holly Robinson and say, would you be interested in helping me produce a reality show about raising my daughter, and maybe we can find a community in Atlanta where maybe those mothers are willing to be a part of that. Find a group of mothers in Atlanta who are willing to film, the challenges they have with their children with special needs and what they've had to deal with in the school, navigating doctor's appointments, navigating schools, navigating friend groups. Holly Robinson might be interested in. I don't know her, but she might say, you know what, maybe we could put something together. Or at the very least, let me tell you why that's not a good idea. Let me tell you what the challenges are going to be. Let me tell you the ups and the downs and the ins and the outs and why that won't work or why that can work. Or hold on, that's a great idea. Let's see if we can figure this out. if that's really truly why you got on this show, and I know that's not the only reason, but if that's what your focus is, ain't nothing wrong with that, Shamia. This just ain't your audience. This just isn't your audience. It's nothing wrong with it though, boo. But this ain't your audience. But if you were to create that vehicle, you know your husband doesn't want to film, so it can't be a family show. You know what I'm saying? Right. Mimi from Married to Medicine, who's right there in Atlanta. Absolutely, Quake. Reach out to Holly. Say, listen, Mimi, myself, and again, I'm sure there are families that you're familiar with, people that you've worked with. Say, hey, we're gonna put some stuff together. Even if it's only like an eight episode mini, you know, we ain't talking about a 20 episode season. Can we put together like 8 episodes of this mother group, this support group for mothers, and let's you know what we've dealt with, what we do for each other, how we reach out to each other, how we support each other, what are the you know, listen, there is an audience for that, Shamia. This just ain't your audience, but there's an audience for that. There are mothers right now who wish they could navigate, and you have the money and the resources to help other women, because like you said on Carlos King, you have the money, you have the resources, you can have the nannies, or you may be able to have access to certain things that the average parent doesn't have, or the average mother or father may not have. You can share those resources, you can create those opportunities. Maybe you can get some partnerships with some adaptive learning companies that will be willing to help you get resources to families who can't afford them. Like, there are things you can do. You have the money and you have the means, and there are things that you can do, but baby, this ain't it for you. And I'm sorry, but this ain't it. And I'm not trying to say that people who watch the Real Housewives of Atlanta are shallow. No, there are mothers who watch the Real Housewives of Atlanta who have children with special needs, but that ain't why they watch the Real Housewives of Atlanta. That's what I'm saying. Baby, if she reached out to the Hollywood Foundation and made that her storyline next year, again, I ain't saying that it would be the most exciting, but if you could get Holly Robinson Pete to film with you, and maybe, you know, Holly Robinson does her Hollywood big gala every year, but it's always in California. Why not say, hey, let's do an East Coast version. Let's do the Hollywood Foundation over on the East Coast. Let's do it in Atlanta. Right, you've got Candy there. You're friends with Candy. You like Candy Cares. You could partner with Candy Cares. Like, there are avenues you could take, baby. But this ain't it. And it's starting to become painful seeing how hard you want, for lack of a better word, want to be their friend. I'm sorry, but anyway. Anyway, moving right along. Yeah, that's what it is. Shamia really wants to go into acting and singing and stuff like that. And maybe she thought this would be the avenue. Girl, you better drive down the street to Tyler Perry and go get a job like the rest of them Atlanta people do, child. But anyway, y'all, let me get out of here. I'm sending special prayers to Chuck and Halfpin, anybody else that's in the Midwest. They're under some severe weather warnings right now. So y'all make sure y'all check in with us tomorrow. Let us know that everybody is okay. I know we're gonna have to do the Real Housewives of Rhode Island tomorrow. I'll do the 3 episodes that I'm behind on, and then I'll do a separate live for part 1 of the reunion. We're gonna get caught up this week. And then the Whether You Like It or Not panel is on Monday night. It's gonna be here, so make sure you guys are locked in. Next Gen NYC starts on Wednesday. We're going to be reviewing it, but it'll be late because I'm going out Wednesday night. I'm going to the Mystics game. Maybe I'll do it Thursday morning before I leave because we're going out of town Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So maybe I'll do my review Thursday morning before I get on the road. And then, yeah, you guys. So with that being said, Beyond the Gates is tomorrow, C Golden, on JB's channel. And I do not have the time, but it'll probably be around noon or 1 o'clock tomorrow. Because we said we wanted to do it before the next episode before Monday's episode came on. So it'll be tomorrow midday. Yeah. All right, y'all. Let me get out of here. I will talk to y'all later. Mwah! Peace.